Evangelism to me is what we've been called to do.
The moment I became a Christian at 18 years old, I had a passion for telling people about Jesus.
Evangelism for me is everything, just everything. It's what I live and breathe.
I think when young families come to faith, a generation is changed.
There's so many missionaries around the world, which is incredible, and seeing what God's doing. But actually, Northern Ireland needs Jesus more than it ever has needed Jesus.
I am Sarah Irwin. I'm from Portadown and I work in St John's Lurgan as their family outreach worker. I do the kids and youth stuff in the church. So this is actually, it's not set up yet, our creche. This is where we do and our tots and our kids club. I've always, really from I was young, I've always been working with people who are unchurched and who don't have connections with church, and that is my passion, of connecting people and connecting them to how great Jesus is and what he can do in their lives. Showing that through myself as well, like being a light for them in the community. And yeah, it's a challenge at times, but it's really a passion that I just want as many people to know Jesus as possible.
So my name is Justin McMinn. I'm CEO and co-founder of Street Soccer Northern Ireland. So Street Soccer NI is a charity that uses football and sport to bring positive change to people's lives. We mainly work with the homeless, people with addictions, mental health issues, unemployed, and many more groups. So we just want to change people's lives, and sport's a great way to do that. From building relationships up with so many players, quite a few of them will want to come to church with us. I don't even have to ask them. They'll say, "Oh, I heard you're singing, or you're doing this at your church." And recently we did an alpha course at the Gathering Church, and I put it out in some of the WhatsApp groups to the players who would like to come, and we had like maybe 10 or so came every Sunday night, and they listened and they loved it and they couldn't wait to the next one.
So my name's Janet and I work here in Down Cathedral in Downpatrick. So from all over the world we have visitors coming here because they have an interest in the cathedral, and also the fact that St Patrick is buried here. As an evangelist, I'm usually outside trying to encounter with people, but I find in here people come to me. So a few years ago I was doing a tour with 30 Americans, and at the end of my tour I always say, if you have any questions, please ask and hopefully I can answer your question. And this gentleman just shouted out, what's your take on forgiveness? So I started to share all about Jesus and Jesus, how he forgave us. Some of the visitors started to say, we've never heard anything like this before, which made me quite emotional. And I got emotional with them, and I said, my heart's desire is that when Jesus comes back, that I would see all your faces.
I'm Kyle Harris. I'm the Diocesan Evangelist here in St John's Parish in Moira. We held the Alpha here in the pub a few years ago, and we had been talking about people from the community walking in, and how would the reaction be if they looked different at us, would they dress differently than us. And the last night of the Alpha, there was a man who had just been released from Maghaberry prison, who had literally just walked in, and we just got to help him and minister to him and just be there in his hour of need. Gone are the days of our people of walking into the building, and that we have to, as the church, we have to get outside of the building, and there's no better place than the pub to come and to do Alpha and just to bring the love of Jesus. I just have such a passion for telling people about Jesus, and because Jesus has changed and transformed my life. If it hadn't been for Jesus, I wouldn't be here today, just even talking.
Obviously, being part of Church of Ireland, there was an opportunity to be commissioned, which obviously opened doors for me to be able to share and preach and go around churches and things like that. So I took that opportunity last year to be commissioned after doing an evangelism training course.
It really helped me not only to get deep into the Bible and to help me with my own readings, but also to show me different ways of how to reach others, not the non-conventional ways, not just expecting people to walk in through the doors.
It was a very good course which ran 2 years, but I would say out of the whole course for me, the practical side, going out, speaking to people, God's given me that gift, and and that's the best part, is just making connections with people.
It definitely has pushed me to be bolder in evangelism, because maybe I was a bit shy. I don't shy away from it anymore.
Somebody shared the good news with me, and it's not right for me to keep it to myself.
If God's calling you to take a risk, and He wants you to take a risk, just take it.